and the Todd Family YouTube video, wherever you are, whatever you may be doing. Thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Hopefully everybody's having a great Sunday and a great weekend all together. Wanted to come on here and talk some college football here on this Sunday afternoon. Before we talk college football, though, let me say that last night we had the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol for the NASCAR Cup Series, and after that race, they have now finished 3 of the 10 playoff races. So after last night's race, 4 drivers got cut. We've gone from 16 championship drivers down to 12. The 4 that got cut were Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs, Brad Keselowski, and Harrison Burton. The winner last night was Kyle Larson. He absolutely dominated all 3 phases of the race. Chase Elliott comes home second, followed by Darrell Wallace Jr., Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Ryan Preece, Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, and Ross Chastain. So next weekend will be race 4 in the playoffs, but it'll be the first race with only 12 drivers left in the chase for the championship. But I think we all know by now that on Sundays during college football season, the new college football AP poll comes out. And if you're watching this video live, be sure to give the video a like and a thumbs up. And feel free to comment as we go. I would love to give you some feedback on whatever your comment is. Make sure that you share the video on all social media platforms as soon as I am done. The family and I would greatly appreciate it. Hard to believe that we're only a couple days away from week number 5 in the world of college football. It'll start Thursday night. And of course, as I always do, I'll tell you all the televised games coming up next weekend later on this week. But in the new college football AP poll, Texas is still number 1, followed by Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, and Tennessee. Ole Miss, Miami, Oregon, Penn State, and the Utah Utes round out the top 10. And speaking of games, it's funny how almost all football fans, whether it's high school, college, or NFL, I don't know why it seems to be this way more in football than any other sport. But in football, when your team wins, you're the greatest thing ever. You're never going to lose again. Nobody's going to beat you. When you lose a game, you suck. You're awful. Fire everybody. Shut the school down. We're never going to win again. Very few fans think logically, and that's why when I see people that I know in public, wherever it is, I don't bring up sports until they bring it up, because most people, when they talk about sports, they don't talk logically. I was talking to somebody the other day who attended Hart County High School, and he was talking about dreading their homecoming game, which was Friday night, because they were going to get beat. I said, it's homecoming, man. If you've ever watched football a day in your life, you know that high school and college, everybody schedules the worst team they can schedule for homecoming, because you are supposed to win homecoming. Oh no, we're going to lose homecoming, and Hart County won homecoming. He didn't think about that at all. Just, he's watched his team play this year. They're going to lose. You have to be absolutely dreadfully hideous to lose on homecoming. Sure enough, Hart County won homecoming. But I bring that up because I've told every Georgia fan that I know that would listen since about July that, there was a good chance Georgia might lose 3 games this year. Hey, Jamal, nice to have you here, man. We're talking some college football AP poll. Hopefully you have subscribed to the channel. If not, please feel free to go ahead and do it. and give the video a thumbs up and a like while you're here. But I've told all Georgia fans that would listen that there was a chance Georgia could go 9-3 or 10-2 this year. Not saying they would, but just saying that, just thinking logically, every year is different. And you think about Georgia, and you think about the fact that your running game is not as strong this year. Your passing game is not as strong this year. Carson Beck has never shown the ability to consistently throw the ball downfield. Anything underneath, he's the best in America. But anything that's 25 yards or deeper, he just can't throw consistently. And I don't know why it's been that way, but it's been that way. And this day and time, the game of football being all about offense, when you play the big-time teams, you're going to have the ability to throw the ball downfield, and Carson Beck can't do that. And I told him, you know, Brock Bowers has been your best offensive player forever, and now he's gone, and you can no longer build your offense around him. In this day and time, in the game of football, all about offense. Hey, Eric, good to have you here, man. Just talking some college football AP poll and telling stories as I go here on this Sunday afternoon. But if you're Georgia, you're number one because you've earned it for what you've done the last 3-4 years. But obviously, when your running game is not as good, your passing game is not as good, your quarterback can't throw the ball consistently down the field, and you don't have your best weapon, Brock Bowers, you can't get worse at running back, worse at tight end, worse at wide receiver, and be just as good. There's just no way you can. So I've told Georgia fans since July, if not before that, that there's a chance Georgia could lose 2 or 3 games this year. Not nothing they did wrong, just you can't lose all that on offense and be as good. You just can't do it. And all the Georgia fans thought I was a hater, thought I was crazy, and then they go out and struggle against Kentucky, and now it's like, man, we're going to lose. Well, yeah, but I tried to tell you that back in July. Not saying you will lose, but you play Alabama next weekend, or this weekend, how you want to look at it. And even the past 4 or 5 years when Georgia's been the best team in football, you still lost to Bama a lot because Bama's really good. And this year, I just don't think Georgia is as good. So if you lose to them when you're better than what you are right now, and this year you're not as good, it's only logical thinking that Alabama has a good chance to beat you. Not saying they will, but they have a good chance. Number 11, Missouri. Number 12, Michigan, USC, LSU, and Louisville rounds out the top 15. And then we have Notre Dame, Clemson, Iowa State, Illinois, and the Oklahoma State Cowboys round out the top 20. I'm not sure, but I believe this upcoming weekend, number 15, Louisville, will play number 16, Notre Dame. And, of course, Louisville has not lost yet. Notre Dame has. So if Louisville, by some chance, beats Notre Dame will still be ranked because they're Notre Dame, but they're probably going to fall to, 24, 25. It'll be hard to believe that Notre Dame will be a 2-loss team by October if they lose to Louisville this weekend. If they do play this weekend, and I think they do, I believe this is the weekend they play. But Louisville is another one of those teams that's really, really good that's not getting the credit they deserve. They're a good football team. They were good last year, and nobody talked about them, and they're good again this year, and again, nobody talks about them. 21 through 25 is Oklahoma, BYU, Kansas State, Texas A&M, and the Broncos of Boise State round out the top 25. Any thoughts on the AP poll? Please feel free to let me know. Any early predictions for the games this upcoming weekend? Please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Use the word butter in a sentence. She wanted to go to the store, but her car wouldn't start. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over, by the count of three. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.